Welcome to Water Sector Trust Fund Customer Service Charter. WaterFund is a Kenyan state corporation mandated to provide conditional and unconditional grants to the counties and to assist in financing the development of and management of water services and sanitation in the marginalized and underserved areas of Kenya. The following are the services rendered, customer obligation, user charges, and timelines that are expected from our customers and WaterFund. 1. In the services rendered of acknowledging receipt of project proposals, the customer is required to submit a proposal for funding to our offices located at CIC Plaza, Building 1, first floor, or via email in the advertisement sent out, or through WaterFund email info@waterfund.go.ke. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for acknowledging receipt of project proposals is 14 days from the date of proposals receipt. 2. For the service rendered of communicating the decisions of WaterFund on submitted proposals to the concerned parties, WaterFund's obligation is to acknowledge receipt of the proposals received. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is communication to the customer on the decision made within 14 days after the WaterFund makes a verdict on the submitted proposal. 3. For the service rendered on award and signing of contracts with implementing agents towards project funding under the Rural Investment Program, the customer is required to submit a proposal. The customers include water services providers, WSPs, and community-based organizations, CBOs, with endorsement from county governments and waterworks development agencies, WWDAs. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is 120 days from the date of receipt of proposals for rural investment. Please note that the award is to successful proposals after a WaterFund appraisal process. 4. For the service rendered on award and signing of contracts with implementing agents towards project funding under the Urban Investment Program, the customer is required to submit a proposal. The customers include water service providers, WSPs, with endorsement from county governments and waterworks development agencies, WWDAs. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is 120 days from the date of receipt of proposals for urban investments, that is, the Urban Project Concept, UPC, and the Upscaling Basic Sanitation for the Urban Poor, UPSAP program. Please note that the award is to successful proposals after a WaterFund appraisal process. 5. For the service rendered on award and signing of contracts with implementing agencies towards project funding under the Water Resource and Climate Change Program, the customer is required to submit a proposal. The customers include Water Resources Users Associations, RUAs, Conservancies and Community Forest Associations, CFAs, through Water Resources Authority, WRA, and Kenya Forest Service, KFS. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is 120 days from the date of receipt of proposals for water resources and climate change investments. Please note that the award is to successful proposals after a WaterFund appraisal process. 6. For the services rendered on award and signing of contracts with implementing agencies towards project funding under the Output-Based Aid Investment Program, the customer is required to submit a proposal. The customers include water services providers, WSPs, with endorsements from county governments and waterworks development agencies, WWDA. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service are A. 14 days from the receipt of request for technical assistance under result-based financing to signing of technical assistance agreement. B. 14 days from the receipt of loan agreement to signing of result-based financing subsidiary agreement. Please note that the award is to successful proposals after a WaterFund appraisal process. 7. For the services rendered on funds disbursements to implementing agents towards cost of projects, the customer is required to submit a request for funds disbursements, financial reports, bank statements, and bank details. Please note that this service will incur bank charges. The timelines expected for these services is 14 days from receipt of funds request, depending on availability of funds and submission of all required documentation. Please note, in case of delays, WaterFund will explain the cause and advise on way forward. 8. For the service rendered on communicating the decisions of WaterFund to the concerned parties, the customer is required to submit an inquiry, feedback, or compliment. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is communication to the customer within 14 days from the date the WaterFund makes the verdict on the inquiry, or feedback or compliment. 9. For the service rendered on payments to suppliers for goods and services offered, the supplier will be required to submit proof of service or products delivered. The charges for these services are free. The timelines expected for this service is that payment will be made within 30 days from the date of receipt of invoice and submission of all required documentation. Please note, in case of delays, WaterFund will explain the cause and advise on way forward. 10. For the service rendered on WaterFund sharing information on a regular basis through newsletters, website, CTREP, which is the situational report, annual reports, and donor reports, WaterFund staff members are required to provide feedback and content for compilation. The charges for these services are free. The expected timelines for these services are dissemination of weekly CTREPs, biannual newsletters, annual donor and financial reports being disseminated to the public. 11. For the service rendered on responding promptly to all telephone calls and promptly attending to all visitors, customers will be required to cooperate with the WaterFund front office staff members. In addition, in order for WaterFund to improve its services, customers may be required to submit a filled-up feedback form. The charges for these services are free. The expected timelines for this service is that WaterFund staff members are required to pick telephone calls by the third ring, and all visitors will be attended to within 5 minutes. 12. For the service rendered on responding promptly to and addressing customer complaints, the customer will be required to submit feedback and lodge a complaint. WaterFund, on the other hand, will be required to acknowledge receipt of the complaint. The charges for these services are free. Please note that all complaints will be handled and resolved as per WaterFund's complaints procedure. As we conclude, Water Sector Trust Fund seeks to serve you with commitment to courtesy and excellence in service delivery. We welcome your views and comments. To help us serve you better, let us know as soon as possible when we do not meet your expectations through the following redress mechanism. Write a letter to Chief Executive Officer, Water Sector Trust Fund, P.O. Box 49699-00100, Nairobi, Kenya. Or visit our offices located at CIC Plaza, Building 1, Mara Road, Upper Hill. Or give us a telephone call on +254 2027 20696 or +254 2027 29017 or +254 2027 29018, or visit our website on www.waterfund.go.ke or drop us an email on info@waterfund.go.ke. If by any chance we do not meet your expectations and there is need to lodge a complaint, kindly do so on our email complaints@waterfund.go.ke or call 0780564110 or 0707621526. You may also lodge unresolved complaints with Commission on Administrative Justice, located at West End Towers, 2nd floor, Waiyaki Way, Westlands, or write them a letter to P.O. Box 20414-00100, 00200 Nairobi, or give them a telephone call on +254 020 2274 046, or give them a call on their toll-free number, which is 0800221349, or drop them an email on complain@ombudsman.go.ke. Water Sector Trust Fund, financing the water sector.